This is the last day we own our old house. And we completely dismantled all of our years of building it into a productive food space. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of just what it looks like and show you some of the crazy contrasts.
Quick exciting side note is that the new owners are interested in gardening as well, and that was one of the things that they liked about this place. So when I told them that everything was all organic, they were pretty excited. They're gonna have some very nice soil to work with.
This space here looks a little bit less crazy than it did when we first dug it up. This used to be our massive vegetable garden that we had set up in beds with drip irrigation, you know, mulch down the paths. And we also had a massive greenhouse, and now there's nothing. But what we did to clean this up, to have it just be a clean slate for listing, is we had everything tilled under, but all of our spring crops had actually gone to seed before we tilled everything under. So we've had a bit of cool weather in the last couple of weeks, and a huge amount of stuff has come up. The new owners are actually gonna have an already planted fall garden out of all of our spring crops, just self-seeding back into the garden. So there actually is a lot of food growing here right now.
I'm sad that I never got to take this peach tree. I was too lazy.
I'm sad that you're lazy too. This area used to be a massive raspberry patch. It was crazy overgrown. You couldn't get back here. It was hard to see the air conditioner. And we took all of that out and brought it with us, partially because it looked bad for the air conditioner. But because raspberries are so resilient, it looks like the new owners are going to actually have some raspberry plants, because things are grown up from the roots that got left in the ground. We used to have a couple espalier trees here, and we were so in love with them that we dug them up and brought them with us. That was quite the endeavor. But it feels really weird for me to be standing here and there to be nothing. There used to be, you know, like a path and full-size trees.
What is there much more room for now?
Grass?
Activities.
Well, we already had activities. We just made it so there's room for grass, because we don't like grass, but all those other weirdos do. So we left the Jerusalem's artichoke in because it kind of functioned as a wall, like screening the view into the neighbor's yard. I did dig up a few of the tubers to bring to our new place, so we have a couple plants, but these are, you know, gonna be here forever. Even if I dug them up, they'd be here forever. They're Jerusalem's artichoke and they're a major weed. But yeah, this did stay in because it actually kind of had a purpose for listing, and people don't know it's food. This used to be mulched with strawberry plants. We had a couple full-size horseradishes growing in here. This was our kind of mixed bag garden, and now we put in a couple just basic landscaping shrubs and put some mulch down, and it, you know, to me it looks really boring, but it was just chaos before, and we brought those strawberries with us, and now we have a massive strawberry patch because of it. One of the things we definitely didn't need to bring with us was this apricot tree, because we have 3 full-sized apricot trees, so it gets to stick around for the new people.
And for the deer.
And the deer, which have been clearly enjoying it.
It's grown a lot.
Yeah, definitely needs to get topped. Needs a prune. We'd worked over the years to turn our front yard into a food forest type space, like using permaculture ideas, and it was one of the spaces that I found the most fun in the yard. We had a big herb garden, we had a bunch of different, you know, perennial greens and things like that, and one of my favorite features was the whole front along the sidewalk was a hedge of different perennial onions, and we'd sit out front and people would walk by and go, "Are those onions? Yes, those were onions. But yeah, that definitely had to go. That was, you know, a good conversation starter with the neighbors, but not necessarily the first impression you want to make on your house when it's listed. But all the things out of this food forest space definitely didn't go to waste. These were all super exciting things for us to have at our new place, and most of them have already bounced back from the transplanting, and we're glad to have them with us still. But you know, we put in a few of these, you know, cedar type things. Like we put in a couple, like a sand cherry and a couple like burning bushes, just really simple, random landscaping plants. And it's weird for me to look at this space and have it just be so, you know, builder basic compared to the, you know, permaculture food forest craziness we used to have.
Baby bazooka! Incoming!
Ian and I have a lot of good memories from living in this house. We were living here when we got married, we were living here when we had both of our kids, and, you know, like, there was a lot of good times. But I can't stand here and say that I feel sad to be leaving this house behind, because the space that we're in now is just so amazing. I never thought that we'd buy a farm. That seems, even saying it now, it feels crazy. I always thought that this was more than enough, but you know, having that land, having that space, I'm super excited for what we're gonna be able to do with it in the future, and even what we've been able to do with it so far. So we've obviously made a lot of changes here this year, you know, turning it into, you know, basic from the crazy food production that we had last year. But if you're interested to see in what we can do in the larger space, make sure to subscribe, because I can guarantee what we're gonna be doing at our new house is gonna be even crazier than what we just did here.
And Dada about to eat a hair now.
Yeah, hit the button.
How many times have I told you? Can't eat the grass. Can't eat the grass, Sam. So off-brand.
Potato.
Don't eat the grass. That's better.
You did